these women in person, because what you see is great, right? And you think, oh my God, and you start building this up in your mind. But until you go and meet and really feel that chemistry, feel it in person, you're never really gonna know. Guys, keep in mind that your mind can play tricks on you. That's why you got to go over and meet these women in person, because what you see is great, right? And you think, oh my God, and you start building this up in your mind. But until you go and meet and really feel that chemistry, feel it in person, you're never really going to know, right? And so that's why I always caution guys, especially with just the profile photos of, falling in love with just a photo, right? A one-dimensional photo on the internet, and building the picture of this, building the story of this picture, of this photo in your mind, building it up so much to where you're already, having children together and living in a house and doing all these things, right? You haven't even met her yet. That's why I feel bad for the 95% of guys that will never go and get on a plane. They will never go and experience what this is really like. They'll just, be that virtual keyboard Romeo guy, and just not on our site, but others too, and never really move away from that and give himself that opportunity to go and meet this woman in person. It's such an amazing opportunity. I know if I wasn't there, if I was not in that room, and I didn't have that chance to meet Tanya that night, way back, that July night, 23 years ago, this July, it'll be 23 years. Well, if I wasn't there, that wouldn't have happened. And she was at a table with 5 beautiful women, and all 5 of those beautiful women met and married men, right? All of them. And she's still in touch with some of them. One of them is a really good friend of hers that lives in Michigan. Met a wonderful physician then they live there, and have for as long as we've been married, just about, right? So I'm telling you, this can and does work, but it will never work if you don't give it the opportunity, the chance of putting yourself in that place to be successful. Say you're writing someone, is it cheaper or better to meet them one-on-one or at a social? Well, yeah, and if you're writing someone, if your question is it cheaper to meet her at a social or one-on-one, I would say it's better and probably cheaper to meet her at the social. And the reason for that is that sometimes when you're writing back and forth, you have a different idea of what that person's like. You build up an idea of what that person's like in your mind. And so you have this wonderful image of that person. Yeah. But when you're in front of that person, all the senses are at play, right? And so when you meet at a social, there's less pressure on you because you're speed dating, you're getting to meet. And when you go up to her and you're talking with her face to face, all of a sudden you'll know within the first couple minutes whether or not there's gonna be a connection or not. And if not, you just move on. But if there is, it's great, you set up the individual date. But if you're on an individual date and 5 minutes into it, there's no connection, even though the letters were good, but there's no connection now you're stuck on this date for the next hour and a half, and it's like, oh my God, this is not good. So the socials are a great way of screening, both for you and for her. You screen each other to realize, yes, we do want to go out on a date. That's what Tanya and I did. After 10 bottles of champagne, she agreed to go on a date with me, but that's what we did at that social. We screened each other, and that's what you want to try and do. All right, so yes, go to the social, meet her, and then see what happens.
That's best.
First of all, I think that you need to see who you're interested in, right? But if it was me, if I was doing this, Dave, I'd be looking at who I'm interested in as a man. Who do I really like as a man, and try to narrow down the destination I want to go to. But another word of advice I'll give you is that most of the guys will marry a woman that they was never on their radar screen. They didn't see her on the site. They didn't write letters to her. It's just they went to all these wonderful events, and they found her that way, and that's how they got married. That's how it happened for me. That's how it happened for my partner. That's how it happened. Now, my other partner actually did write to someone, and he married that woman he wrote to.
Searching for that one special woman to complete your life? Check out our website at
china-brides.com.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get notified every time we add something new.